Hello, fellas and ladies. I'm still doing tip stuff. I'm gonna do this until I'm a dead man. You could opt out of watching me slowly and just gradually go more insane reviewing these movies and just go on bitesizebreakdown.com and watch it. Just read all about it there. There's an article out there with everything I saw. Some stuff I'm not even gonna review for the channel. So just go there if you want to speed up the process. Next film we're going to review is Pedro Almodovar's newest film, The Room Next Door, his first foray into English language. He's director of some amazing movies, such as Volver, such as Parallel Mothers, Talk to Her. And in this film, Julianne Moore plays a writer who reconnects with a distant friend, played by Tilda Swinton, who is nearing the end of her life due to a terminal illness, and she decides to take Julianne Moore to a cottage where Tilda intends to end her life. This movie got some reviews. Not overtly terrible, but they're definitely the weak ones in the pack. It won the Golden Lion right after, like almost immediately after I saw this movie in the morning at TIFF, which was a slap in the face because this movie kind of sucks. Not happy to say that at all. I like Pedro Almodovar. Like his work, I respect him. I was really excited for this movie, but this was not it. This movie is very clearly a meditation on death, on mortality, on taking stock of one's life, of, that slow realization that your life about to fucking croak. I do think that there was absolutely not an ounce of fakeness in this movie. Pedro Almodovar was really sincere, as he always is. I just think this time a lot of it just came down to borderline incompetency. Tilda Swinton was fantastic. I'll definitely give the movie that. She gives a fantastic performance. She is heartbreaking to watch at times, and a lot of even wherever the script falls flat, it's Tilda Swinton that elevates it. Julianne Moore is also good, but we get so little about her character that I felt nothing about her performance because she was given so little to work with. She has her cry moments, and she's good at those, I guess. Julianne Moore. Yeah, what the fuck? What do you expect? But God, this script is terrible. Script is really bad. Like, from the get-go, this movie's dialogue is just so wonky. Something feels so off. Maybe, Pedro's transition to English, it was something got lost in translation, but, I don't know, I'm assuming they have, professional, translators to deal with this. But so much of the dialogue is just like, what? What is this? There are a couple times where they say The Room Next Door in the movie, and it's so wildly unnatural. This shit gets Tommy Wiseau levels. Makes sense. The Room is in the title of the movie. And, Pedro Almodovar's, directorial, style, it's not gone here. A lot of, and, it's kind of like a thing with Pedro that it can come off, and I say it's complimentary, a little soap opera-y. And I don't say that in a rude way by any means. I think it actually gives his films a different level of authenticity. There's definitely something heightened there, but the drama just works so well. But this film, it just I don't know, when you peel away the effective drama, you just have a really weak soap opera. The first act of this movie is bizarre because Tilda will tell a couple stories, and we kind of see flashes of those stories. They're all really bad. And on top of that, you find out later, oh, it added to nothing. Maybe there's something I missed about the overall, central plot and the whole overall idea. But oh my god, when you finally get away from that, it's just wait, what the fuck was all that garbage for? The framing of this movie is, really bad. There's definitely some stuff in there that could have been removed. Could have maybe been a short film, but I feel like it was padded out. There's one moment in particular where it was just do we seriously just waste this much time doing this? And some might argue it was to add this, depth to Tilda's character, but, it doesn't really feel that way. A lot of this stuff, well, again, I do think that there was sincerity with Almodovar. I don't think he wanted to. I think something got lost here. There are some pretty manipulative stuff in here. One particular segment of this movie stood out to me of just why did we do that? Why was this necessary? Did we just need to get a quick rug pull? Why is this now a comedy? There's a lot of non sequiturs and just time-wasting stuff in this movie that adds to nothing. We get the overall, idea of what Pedro wants to do towards the end, and it does connect to everything. I'm not saying it's all terrible, but I don't know, maybe this should have just been a short film then. When you have to add so much stuff, you have to add a police investigation out of thin air. that, again, adds to nothing, then maybe it should have just made a short movie. There is some creative decisions in this movie that are baffling. One will stand out to you for sure in the end, but there are some other ones that I won't give away. You all probably gonna see the movie still, so I don't want to spoil anything. But there are some creative decisions in this movie that are just like, well, come on, you could not have thought of something else. Maybe I can kind of see where Pedro was coming from in certain moments, but I was just like, come on, no, you're way better than this. I've seen you make some of the best melodramas, and yet this is what you're doing. By the end of the movie, I was just like, that was a laughable experience. For the most part. It's not all obviously heinously bad. Of course not. There's some stuff that works. I don't think, as a director, Almodovar really put his game down by any means. It's just his writing where it stepped down a notch. And by a notch, I mean a lot. You can defend this movie all you want, but I truly was baffled by The Room Next Door. Well, Tilda Swinton is excellent. Pedro Almodovar's sincere look at mortality and accepting death is drowned out by silly decisions and his worst script yet. This maybe should have been a short film, but it wasn't, so I'm gonna have no choice but to give it 3.5 tildes out of 10. I don't love it. I don't love that I have to say that a Pedro Almodovar movie sucked. But here we are. Oscars, I don't give a fuck that it won the Golden Lion. Get this shit out of your picture, like, fucking radar ASAP. Almodovar's not getting nominated for directing. He's not getting nominated for screenplay. Why would they not nominate Parallel Mothers and Pain and Glory, but nominate the movie where the script is, like, the issue? Even the reviews that, like, I can totally acknowledge that I like it less than most, but the mixed reviews exist, and a lot of it is the script isn't great. And I know some of you guys are gonna go, oh, but wait, it's Pedro Almodovar. The Academy loves him. They are always gonna nominate his actors. Look, I'm gonna throw out some motherfucking facts at you guys. Get your shit straight. I know we have PTSD from Parallel Mothers, from what happened there, but want to know, genuinely, this man has made over 20 movies. Do you want to know how many of his movies have been nominated? 6. And you want to know how many actors he's gotten nominated? So I should rephrase. You know how many acting nominations he's gotten? 3. Alberto Iglesias' score wasn't that interesting. I don't really remember it that well. People are going to try and predict him because of Parallel Mothers. I would not. The Parallel Mothers score was a lot more interesting. And again, Parallel Mothers was critically acclaimed. I'm not saying this movie is panned. I definitely, again, I get it. People like it more than me. I totally get it, but it's not, objectively, it's not critically acclaimed. Granted, I will say, if you want to consider Tilda Swinton in lead actress, have at it. I do think she has a possibility. But I don't personally think this movie's getting an Oscar nomination. I could be making a fool of myself. I totally acknowledge that. I could be dead wrong. But, like, I don't really see a praise for this movie. I got the Golden Lion. Nobody really gives a fuck. I think it's very clear to me that The Room Next Door is a goose egg waiting to happen. Maybe Tilda. But I also don't think that the reception to this movie is going to get any better. So I just am going to go ahead and say this is a goose egg waiting to happen. If you want to predict Tilda, have at it. But I would not. Alright, that is that. Like, subscribe, and share. And I apologize to Pedro. Listen, man. Listen, Bobula. I know you're watching. I don't want to hate you, man. I like your shit. Just this, this wasn't it, man. This wasn't it.